all familiar with Arturo Perez. He loves to work with the territories, and we've got the right person there doing it. I think this may be a first for the territories. I do not believe that you've had a president of NCSL ever come to either Guam or Saipan. My goal is, as part of part of my agenda as NCSL president, is to visit all the territories and meet with as many chambers as I can to make sure that NCSL and the officers, and there's 4 elected officers that are legislators and 3 staff chairs that are elected by the staff association, that we all better understand you and every elected official, all 7,368, and make sure that, and we rotate. I mean, as you know, there's a high turnover every 2 years. So we understand what's going on and what your needs are. We were very happy to spend part of the morning with the president and the speaker and get a better, well, Mr. President, welcome.
How are you doing?
Get a better feel for what's going on here in your island and some of the issues that are here, and to make sure that we take everything back to NCSL, so that when we're dealing with all of the budgets and the policies and the recommendations and the resolutions we send to Congress, that we have the proper input from all 50 states and all of our territories. So again, I want to thank you very much for inviting us here. And I don't want to lecture. I want to have more of an open format. That way, Arturo and I can have a better understanding of what your needs are and what the pressing things are. I understand from you've got a budget that has to be passed. Well, we went through and Utah has a very short legislative session. We're in 45 days. That's 45 calendar days, which equates to 32 business days. So on weekends, you'll find most of the members are, off back at in their districts talking to some leadership. We're working on some of the policy and the budgets, having friendly discussions with our governor and with some of the other constitutional officers in order to make sure we get things met. So as we deal with this, it's really kind of fun to see what's going on here. And I do very much understand the fact that the territories have a different financial situation than with the states. We can go through and raise revenues, things like that. You're a bit more constrained. And if something happens in Washington, it may be good, it may not be good, but we've got to be able to, we as NCSL must be in the position to help you out, so you can call us up, or you can call Arturo and say, hey, this is what's going on, can you help us? We have a wonderful team in Washington, D.C., and we're always sending them to meet with federal agencies and with other parties to make sure that the needs of the state and the voices of the state are met. And I've been known to go through and go to D.C. on multiple occasions. I have learned, and I don't know if it's, when I chair a committee, it's fine. I let people talk as long as they want. I found out when I was talking to a Senate committee and to a House Judiciary Committee, I kept my comments just exactly right. They give you 5 minutes to make your presentation. And so I was fined. It was 4 minutes and 59 seconds. I went to the House Committee and testified, and I thought, oh, I've got another sentence I've got to add in here. 5 minutes and 7 seconds. The committee chairman proceeded for the next 5 minutes and to go through and chastise me and remind everybody that you only have 5 minutes to speak. So I don't want to wear out my welcome here. So it's just fun. So Arturo, do you have some initial comments that you want to make?
Again, thank you for...
Push the button so it's red there.
Okay. Thank you again, Arturo Perez with NCSL staff in Denver. It's a distinct pleasure to be, and so fortunate to be back visiting again after being here this past June, and this time with the NCSL president, Wayne Harper from Utah. It is always a pleasure to visit both here in Northern Mariana Islands, and we'll be also following up with our visit later this week in Guam. But it is NCSL is all 50 states and its territories, including the Northern Mariana Islands, Guam, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, American Samoa, and so it is. We are very respectful of your presence in the organization, and it is my honor to be the NCSL liaison to the CNMI legislature. And again, I just want to say how a pleasure. This time I brought a guest with me, and we've already, earlier this morning, after leaving the airport, we had a little bit of time, and so we went to the top of Mount Topachau, and it was we got to see the beautiful island that is Saipan from the very top. So again, it's I won't stop anymore. But again, we passed out some information. I am your just a reminder. I am your shortcut to any and all information at NCSL. We obviously have passed out the list already of our A to Z contact list at NCSL. That, by the way, this is the abbreviated version. I think I may have mentioned before. If I printed the full length, it would have been 24 pages in length. That's how many issues we cover at NCSL, how many experts we have at NCSL that can assist with the important work that you have as your in respective bodies, both here in the Senate and in the House, that we are at your disposal. I like to tell people I have 7,383 bosses across the country, and that's everyone in this room, as well as the 25,000 legislative staff that represent the listen. So that's who. That's who NCSL is. NCSL is a very large professional association of legislators and legislative staff. And again, I will stop, but thank you again, and it's always a pleasure to be here.
So, as you know, the NCSL is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. You are all most cordially welcome to come to Boston. I know it's just a short flight, and then you can be there. But yes, it's going to be grand. This will be the third time that we've been in Boston. We have an extraordinary agenda and format. The host committee has set up several different evening events that will be great and will be very enjoyable. So come if you can. One thing that we have tweaked a little bit, and I'm in my years with NCSL, and I think my first NCSL meeting that I had was in DC in 1998. So I've been coming to this and CSG West and ALEC and some other associations. I love NCSL because it's a format where we can, in a bipartisan forum, discuss ideas and focus on the issues without attacking each other. And I really want to make sure that continues. One of the things I've seen develop over the last about dozen years is the outreach with international assemblies. We used to have, 6 or 8 different legislative assemblies that come from different countries. We are now expecting we'll have at least 50 different countries represented in Boston. And we're also doing a track for them if they want to go through and do specific issues. What is, a session on tariffs, one on international trade, another one on health and what's common and things like that. And how do you deal with tourism? So we're doing that, and we will have delegations. We'll have 1 or 2 people maybe from the Philippines. We'll have a half dozen from Germany. We're expecting India to send about 200 elected officials. And on India, India is trying to find its voice in the world and become more. They are the largest democracy. The United States is the oldest democracy, but they're trying to get their legislators. They have slightly over 4,000 in 26 different assemblies around their country. 2 years ago, they contacted, 3 years ago, they contacted NCSL to help them set up a national legislators conference similar to our NCSL summit. We did that in June of 2023. They're planning to do their second one in the fall, and they want to send legislators to our organization so they can better understand how to do a more meaningful conference. And one of the things I hear back from all the international folks is, hey, we talked to this person from South Africa. We talked to this person from Kansas. We talked to this person from Puerto Rico, and all these other things. And it's the networking and the establishment of ties that I think are so wonderful. But with that, let me open it up to you. What are things that you want to discuss, questions that you might have, or things that NCSL can better help you with?